Excuse me, is this thing on? Southwest Airlines and American Airlines are at business war. Here's the background. Herb Kelleher and Rollin King decided to start up an airlines that was a low-cost, low-frills airlines that offered lower fares so that people would rather fly than drive. After taking off as a business, the more established airlines decided to beat them out through lawsuits. But after 18 long months, Southwest continued to fight, and they won. They won their lawsuits, and now Southwest is fully open for business. June of 1971, they flew their first flight right on time. American Airlines created a computer system called Sabre, like the saber-toothed tiger, a data collective system that gives them the advantage to make more money to tightly schedule flights. This will allow travel agents to book flights easier and faster. Little did they know Southwest was going to undermine their prices. Deregulation in 1978 of the airline industry whistled in change. Meanwhile, American Airlines moves their headquarters to Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW, right next to where Southwest is located, Love Field. Well, this meant war. Southwest was about to weaponize their culture, a culture of fun, low fares, not much food, in ways that American could never match. Bob Crandall from American weaponizes their largest fleet ever and the technology to blast away low fare competitors, such as Southwest. Southwest then responds by unleashing the power of their people. Today, both American and Southwest fly the skies. Southwest is profitable every year since 1973, and American unfortunately went bankrupt, but then partnered with U.S. Airways and still remains in the skies today. Thank you. Over and out.
Thank you, Kayla. Bad news for the airline industry today, folks. Fuel costs account for 29% of airline operating expenses, leaving airlines such as Southwest and American Airlines at the mercy of the fuel industry. The International Air Transport Association found that airlines globally spent an estimated $149 billion on fuel in 2017, but this number is expected to rise to $188 billion by the end of this year. This is due largely to oil prices rising from $55 per barrel to $70 per barrel over the past year. Rising fuel prices spell bad news for both Southwest and American Airlines, as well as investors in these two organizations, as airlines are forced to consider raising prices and driving away customers in order to cover these higher fuel costs. American Airlines CEO Doug Parker used the International Air Transport Association's annual meeting to send a clear message to investors and to the airline industry, saying, especially to low-cost carriers, it's time to raise our fares, fellas. If airlines don't follow Parker's advice, they just might find themselves running on empty. Back to you.
Lauren, you're on air.
Oh, I'm up? Okay. So right here we can see that American Airlines is coming in with their 2017 stock return at 13.56%, with their expected return coming in at 6.36%. And over there, down there, I never know where these things are on the map, Southwest Airlines is coming in with a stock return for 2017 of 33.23%, with its expected return coming in at 6.08%.
Let's take a look at the forecasted growth in free cash flows over the next few years. According to NASDAQ, American Airlines is expected to increase its earning over the next 5 years at an average annual rate of 7.61%. The free cash flow growth is estimated to be a negative $90 million in 2018, $100 million in 2019, $110 million in 2020, and $120 million in 2021. Also, an analysis of the projected growth rate of cash flows after 2021 resulted in a value of $18.42 billion for the combined years after this point. With these cash flows, we're looking at a present value of $13.72 billion. Now, let's compare to Southwest. According to Nasdaq, Southwest is expected to grow its earnings at an average annual rate of 11.15% over the next 5 years. And the free cash flow growth is estimated to be $300 million in 2018, $220 million in 2019, $250 million in 2020, and $270 million in 2021. Again, an analysis of the projected growth rate of cash flows after 2021 resulted in a value of $24.99 billion for the combined years after this point. Based on these cash flows, Southwest's present value is calculated at $19.51 billion. Clearly, we like this higher present value. Now, let's go to Kody to hear about some ratios. Kody, are you there?
I'm currently standing in DFW, headquarters of American Airlines. So let's take a look at their ratios. In the profitability ratio, Southwest takes the lead at 16.47%, whereas American is only at 4.54%. With this information, Excuse me!
Sorry.
Can you help me with something?
What do you need help with? She's green.
Which airlines do you choose? Southwest or American?
Oh, I think I'm gonna go Southwest probably.
What about you? I forecast that Southwest probability will continue to grow. Southwest is more liquidated compared to American, however the difference between the two is not as significant. Southwest has 0.69, whereas American has 0.61. American is in a lot of debt with the ratio of 12.09 compared to 1.44 that Southwest has. So I forecast that if American does not raise their profitability ratio, their debt ratio will remain the same. Now I'm going to go into the airport and we're going to see what people think about the two different airlines. Excuse me, ma'am. American or Southwest? American. What about you, sir?
Southwest.
Do you prefer American or do you prefer Southwest?
I prefer American.
Okay. Thank you. Breaking news. Southwest Airlines and American Airlines are at business war. A Southwest flight attendant,
It's fine if you mess it up.
So we can see here that American Airlines had a stock return for 2017.
Do you prefer American or do you prefer Southwest?
Here we can see that American Airlines. Okay, well, I'll just start.
Wait, there's a shuttle. Thank you.